Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Caleb Pittner, and I am one of the hosts of Players Code Talks Wrestling. Along with me is my associate, Mike Bravo.
Players Code!
Now that Mike's done blowing out your audio, welcome to Players Code Talks Wrestling, folks. We're back. We're here for the post-WrestleMania, the post-blood, sweat, or the blood, vomit, and urine bash that was held at SummerSlam. And yeah, we're excited to be here. We're excited to be back and talking about some stuff. There's a few this Raw. There was some really exciting things that really made me happy.
I really enjoyed this. I actually watched some pieces of this last week's Raw.
Did you watch Heyman's promo?
I did, and I fucking loved it.
Suplex, repeat. Suplex, repeat. Suplex, repeat.
He said
Suplex,
that
repeat.
literally as many times
16
as he
times.
suplexed John Cena.
And it was so good. And I loved Brock when he's like, Paul Heyman goes, Brock Lesnar.
I like the way you say that. You want to say that again?
Yeah, I love when you say that. Say it again. It was fucking great. I love how well those two work together. But we'll get to that segment in a second. I got really excited. I'm sorry. So like always, we're going to start with the big show. We're going to start with Raw. Then Mike's going to take us into SmackDown. Not SmackDown, NXT, which we're also very excited about. If you find the photo online, it might go up. But there was a photo tweeted out by at FightSteenFight, the man Kevin Steen, Mr. Wrestling, of him and Prince Devitt, and it made me very horny.
Caleb,
to be frank with you guys.
Enough with these spoilers, man. Wait till we get there.
All right. I can't help it. Anyway, so we open up Raw. Anybody who watched SmackDown, or not SmackDown, fuck, Christ, I gotta get that out of my head. For anybody who watched SummerSlam and was witness to the fucking Cain and Abel-like betrayal that was Nikki Bella betraying her sister Brie.
Oh no!
Oh no! First off, Stephanie McMahon's wearing a Steph shirt, mocking the yes shirt. I want one. First of all, the thing's fucking awesome. Second of all, so basically, Stephanie reveals that the Authority is presenting Lesnar with the new heavyweight championship tonight, which is basically the class ring belt on its own. So Big Gold has, I'm guessing, officially been retired. Let's see. John Cena was not with us tonight, luckily.
Oh no.
Nikki, I know, sad. What about all the fucking small children? Nikki Bella comes out to explain herself. Says that Brie's competitiveness and her selfishness are the reasons for her betrayal, and then Nikki talks some shit about Daniel Bryan. Brie comes out. The crowd actually pops a little bit for Brie, surprisingly. But everybody loves a good, sister on sister beating. So basically, she tries to reason with Nikki, and Nikki slaps the shit out of her, and she leaves the ring. Oh no, actually, sorry, I have that reversed. Dude, I can't fucking tell which one has the fake boobs.
Oh
Brie
really?
Slaps the shit out
really?
Of
You can't tell?
And okay, maybe I can. But Brie
Nikki
goes Brie
slapped
mode,
the shit out of
slaps
Brie.
the shit out of Nikki. Did she?
Yeah.
Told you I can't tell them apart.
You got your big titted bitches confused.
I must have. Anyway, one Bella slaps another Bella.
Okay, hold
one
on.
Bella leaves the ring.
I'd like to cut you off.
You're cutting me off, okay.
I watched that. Well, I didn't watch it. I saw a clip of it as like a let's recap on what happened earlier in the night, just in case you were taking a piss during it.
Right. You mean they do every 5 fucking minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so both Brees. I thought maybe it was, or not both Brees, both Bellas.
Both Brees?
Yes, both. There's 2 of them now. So both Bellas.
They come together. Do they make a strong wind? Like
both Bellas. I thought it was just one of them. Brie. Nope, it's both of them. They are both the worst actors you could ever see on that fucking show.
They're both really bad actresses. They are both terrible.
Nikki
The less
slapped
they
down.
talk, the better.
Nikki slapped down Brie, and I forgot what it was that she said, but she pointed at her and she was like, "You." It was just like some old school villain
both
shit.
Really, really bad. They're both really bad actresses.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's bad, man. So that's how that went. It was okay. Opening segments. Kind of weird that they opened with that instead of Brock Lesnar, but
Brock
whatever.
Lesnar.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't say it right. Weird they didn't open with Brock Lesnar. My apologies. How dare I not do Mr. Paul Heyman justice? Who I still want his DVD. So if anybody out there wants to fucking send me Paul Heyman's DVD, somebody email me.
Isn't it gonna be on the network?
I don't know. Maybe like 6 months down the road.
But
I want the DVD.
Anyways, come on.
I love Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's one of my favorite. Anyway, up next we get Mark Henry and The Big Show versus the Wyatt family, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Kind of a fucking weird match. I feel like kind of like a weird toss. And this kind of comes from SmackDown, I guess, because Mark Henry and The Big Show beat the Wyatt family on SmackDown. So they're trying to make it 2-0 against the number one contenders, who the tag titles weren't even represented at fucking SmackDown. So I don't know why we even give a shit about the tag team division anymore.
At SmackDown, or you mean SummerSlam?
No, both. The tag belts weren't represented at SummerSlam as well as on SmackDown, I assume. Because no one gives a shit. No one cares, Mike. No one cares about tag team wrestling.
Tag team division gets no love because there's no teams to put up against them.
Yeah, exactly. The tag team division doesn't get any love because the tag team doesn't exist.
Exactly. Like, there was a time where it was a very proud portion of the show, but now it's just there's nobody for them to face unless you want to see, like how we have been seeing, the same two guys going up against the same other two guys because there's nobody else for them to go up against. And honestly, not even NXT has a lot of tag teams to introduce. Like, say you took the entire tag team division from NXT and threw it onto the main show. Then you may have a chance to make the tag team titles proud again. But
at least relevant. Not even have to make them proud, because that's just not going to happen. But at least they be fucking relevant.
Yeah, but you're not going to see that again.
Anyway, back to the Big Slow and Sexual Chocolate taking on fucking the Wrong Turn gang.
You calling Mark Henry Sexual Chocolate?
Did you forget that was his gimmick back in the 90s, Mike?
Yeah, we're not in the 90s anymore, Caleb. Hall of Pain, bitch.
I'm sorry.
Hall of Pain.
He'll always be Mae Young's baby daddy to me, Mike. When they burst the hand. Oh, Christ. Wrestling was so fucking stupid, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, but we miss it.
I miss it so much.
Anyways.
Anyway, basically it's a normal tag match. Pretty good. Honestly, pretty good by everybody involved. You know, the Big Show still moves. I don't know how a man that size and that age still kind of moves around the way he does. Same with Mark Henry. Going up against a good tag team in Harper and Rowan. But Mike, like we do with any good tag team that shows promise, we bury the fuck out of them. So Big Show and Mark Henry win by pinfall when Mark Henry pins Eric Rowan. These guys were the number one contenders for the tag team championship, Mike.
I would just like to mention the only reason why they had to make one of those people in that match look really strong is because a portion of the show that's going to be coming up.
Yeah. But we know he's strong. He's the world's strongest man. He doesn't look strong. Yeah. He just is strong. Yeah. This is what I do. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We don't need to make him look strong. He's already strong. Fuck, whatever. Anyway, but you could have put Mark Henry in a singles match against somebody. You didn't have to bury the only halfway decent tag team we have left. Heel tag team.
Well, I mean, they're heels. They gotta lose, right?
Well, yeah, but it just makes me feel like there's no plan for the tag titles whatsoever.
It's because there isn't.
And I'm sorry.
We've learned this already.
I'm sorry I'm bitching about this. But there should be, Mike. These belts were carried by the British Bulldogs, man.
Yeah?
They're carried by fucking the Hart Foundation. The Rockers, man.
And guess what happened?
The New Age Outlaws.
Guess what happened?
Rock and Sock Connection.
Guess what happened?
What happened?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon doesn't give a shit about tag teams.
I don't even know anymore, dude. Is it Vince? Because that whole era that I just named, Vince was still running the company.
Yeah.
Is it just him, or is it just that there aren't enough guys out there that want to be tag team champions?
You know, honestly, probably not. They have two middle class championship belts to go for, which is the United States Championship, which is shit, and the Intercontinental Championship, which isn't much shit, but it's still kind of shit right now.
Which is starting to kind of claw its way out of the shit.
Yeah, and it's
or
like
it could just be a joke. It could be one big fucking rib. Who fucking knows?
it's like you have those two belts to compete for. Why the fuck would you want to team up with some guy who could get injured on you at any possible moment? And then boom, there goes your titles.
Which is weird because fucking back in the day, not even that far back in the day, you had guys like Rated RKO. You had Edge and Randy Orton, two of the biggest stars in the company. Days. They were tag team champions.
Going up against DX.
And Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho and the Big Show
were tag team champions. Chris Jericho and the Big Show. Edge and Hulk fucking Hogan were tag team champions at one point. Like it is
John Cena and Shawn Michaels.
John Cena, Shawn Michaels.
Let's see who else.
It is possible to take two big single stars, put them in a tag team, and let them run and be tag team champions. But the problem is, I feel like either the superstars don't want to be put in tag teams because they feel like the tag belts aren't worth anything, or it's just there's not enough people that want to be put together in tag teams.
Or
we
maybe
still fucking wonder why the fuck Right Baxel's a thing.
Yeah, maybe that. I was just about to reference that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those were two big superstars when they became a tag team. I think when they became a tag team, actually, Curtis Axel was Intercontinental Champion? I could be wrong.
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Anyway, I know he was Intercontinental Champion at some point, and then next time I started watching, they were a tag team. But they were two big superstars. Ryback was getting a major push. Curtis Axel was Intercontinental Champion at some point. I felt a lot of people really liked him. They felt he was going to get a major push. He was a Paul Heyman guy. And then...
Son of Mr. Perfect, for fuck's sake.
And then they became tag team partners. And then there was no tag team division for them to really go up against. So what happened? They got buried.
The Dust Brothers every night. Go out there. It's like the Freebirds and the Von Erichs, except nobody cares as much.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking fabulous Freebirds versus the Von Erichs in a sportatorium in fucking South Texas. That like defined an era of wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's almost with the show. It's like, all right, you guys are gonna go out there. It's almost like the Wyatts and the Shield, which I almost feel like was the new Von Erichs and the Freebirds. And kids, if you're listening to the show and you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, Google lots. Google Michael P.S. Hayes. He's awesome. But anyway, so alright, I'm done bitching about the tag team division. You guys can totally tell that this is a normal episode of the show because we spend 15 minutes bitching about one fucking segment. So, woo, we're back. Moving on. We got Natalya versus Paige, the Divas champion, Paige.
Whoa.
Oh, so hot.
How was the ass?
Oh, dude, the ass was fantastic. Like Mike and I commented on this on SummerSlam while we were watching it. I don't think we talked about it during the show, but while we were watching it, we're just like, man, the longer she's been in WWE, the shorter her shorts have gotten. The less coverage there is. It's like every week they just ride up a little higher, and God bless whoever the costume is.
That is Finn by me.
Because that's Finn by you?
Yeah, that's Finn by me.
Mike's so flustered by the ass he can't even talk. So Natalya out wrestles Paige early, but the champion actually holds her own with Natalya pretty well, which is good because Natalya is one of the better technical female wrestlers. So it's good that they got Paige in there against somebody who people I think know can wrestle, or at least just because she's a heart assume she can wrestle. So
yeah, she has shown in the past that she can wrestle.
The fans are still behind her, even though she's kind of the heel. Suddenly, AJ comes out and skips around the ring, and Natalya gets the roll-up victory. AJ repeats what Paige said earlier, something about something. I don't know. I actually don't remember what she said earlier. Sorry. And AJ attempts to shake Paige's hand, but Paige rolls out of the ring before anything happens. So, sorry. What Paige said earlier was, I just want to say, despite everything, I respect AJ and I love AJ. In fact, tonight I'm going to dedicate this match to my little AJ. Huh. Nice, not bad. So like I said, not a bad segment. Mike, I'm pleased with the Divas division. Even if there's only 2 goddamn women, they're getting TV time. They're not being made to just look like tits and ass, even though we spent the first 2 minutes of this segment talking about one of their asses.
Hold on. Caleb?
Go ahead.
So you are pleased that Paige is champion again and back to looking really weak.
No, she didn't look weak in this match.
She got rolled up in a loss.
She got distracted by AJ. That's not a clean pin in my book.
I don't know.
That is a distracted. That is, like if Natalya had put her in the sharpshooter and made her tap, yes, I would have said she looked weak. If Natalya had pinned her clean without AJ coming out, yes, I would have said that made her look weak. But with Natalya getting the roll up off the AJ distraction, that to me doesn't. That's not a weak end. That's not a weakness.
I just feel like if you hold on to the championship belt, you pretty much go from winning all the time to losing a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was really shocked they put the belt back on Paige. I was shocked and then I wasn't, because after it happened, I kind of realized, well, it gave Paige a diva that people really love and a diva that can wrestle, and it gave Paige somebody to conquer. And she did that, and so now she's got a little more heat. She's got the belt back, so people know who she is a little bit more now. Michael Cole doesn't fuck up the names of her finishers anymore. Fucking Michael Cole. And,
but Caleb, Uso crazy.
So, fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. Uso crazy, my foot up your ass when you get here tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually fairly pleased with the Divas division, just because I like Paige, I like AJ, they both can wrestle, they're getting a little bit of time to talk and to tell a story, and so yeah, and hey, Natalya was on Raw, and she's actually a pretty decent wrestler, so, better than fucking a 6-woman tag with the Funka-fucking-Dactyls and Eva Marie versus Oksana and Alicia Fox, who's doing her crazy bitch routine, and
Caleb,
I can't even think of a 6th diva, Mike.
I miss the Fandango, Summer Rae, and Layla days.
Why would you say that? Why would you ever say that?
To make you angry.
I hate you. Moving on. I'm sure there'll be some Fandango on the show. Mike, give it time. There's always Fandango. Alright, so next up is the new belt. The new championship presentation. Basically, like I said, looks exactly like the class ring. It's got the new WWE logo. It says World Heavyweight Champion on it. The Brock side plates look pretty fucking badass. Which is basically just like the tattoo that he has on his back, kind of his logo ever since he got to the company, are the side plates for the belt, and it fucking looks pretty badass. The belt itself, Mike and I have talked about it. We're not the biggest fans of it, but it is what it is. Well, we obviously don't get to pick what the fucking belt looks like. So, anyway, Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just listen. I expected some kind of criticism or some kind of fireback from you.
Brock Lesnar.
There it is. Anyway, Stephanie and Triple H present the belt and leave the ring, and Paul Heyman seriously gives one of the best promos I've ever heard. It was like, Paul Heyman has always been in the top 5 managers for me. He put himself right up there, right next to Bobby Heenan, who's my number 1 favorite manager of all time. He put himself right up there next to Bobby Heenan tonight with this promo.
Yeah?
It was phenomenal. He broke it down. He antagonized the crowd. He described, he talked about his respect for John Cena. He almost got the crowd to be behind John Cena. He built John Cena up and then just fucking crushed him. And Brock was perfect. He played the perfect, Brock gave us just enough with his facial expressions and his little laughing, and he gave us just enough to where he played a perfect part to what Heyman was saying. Honestly, if you can find it, which you should be able to, go watch it, because it was fantastic. And of course, Mike and I did a little bit at the beginning. We were talking about the suplex for Pete. God damn, man. God fucking damn.
John Cena got demolished.
It was awesome. John Cena got fucking crushed, and I'm so happy about it. And so I guess this will be a good time to kind of talk about what we were talking about through text message earlier, Mike, where we kind of talk about where we see Brock Lesnar and the belt going.
Right.
Mike and I have this because of the legendary status of Brock Lesnar right now, and the mega push that's coming to Roman Reigns that we all know is fucking coming. I kind of see Lesnar holding the belt. It does. I see Lesnar holding the belt all the way to WrestleMania. I see him maybe defending it. He's got to defend it against John Cena at Night of Champions, because that's already been booked.
Right.
But I see him defending it maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times between here and Mania after Night of Champions. I see Roman Reigns winning the Rumble, and then I see Roman Reigns taking the strap at WrestleMania 31. Where the briefcase comes into that, the Money in the Bank briefcase, I have no fucking idea, because with Rollins and Ambrose's feud basically being cooled off because Ambrose is left to do a fucking movie. Great time to do a movie there, Dean.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Right at the top of your fucking run. I mean, he'll come back bigger than ever, and the crowd will fucking pop massive for him when he comes back. But
I have. Speaking of Dean, my dad, he recently got back into wrestling. He's all crazy for it again and whatnot. He sees Dean, and he sees like a Mankind.
That's an interesting thought.
That crazy, wild guy who's being put down by the big authority and eventually comes out on top because the crowd fucking loves him and he's willing to do whatever it takes to win.
I agree with you, actually. I definitely see the similarities there between the Mankind, the 97, 98, 99 Mankind, not the debuting crazy ass Mankind. But I also, and I've told you this before, I also see a little Stone Cold.
Yeah, no, he's like
blue collar, don't give a fuck kind of attitude.
He's a good mixture of a lot of shit that you don't see in a lot of WWE superstars these days, and that's why I'm really fucking loving him.
Yeah, I mean, Dean Ambrose is a joy to watch every time he's on screen. Whether he's wrestling, whether he's got the mic in his hands, the dude is just a fucking joy. And I honestly, and I don't know, because there's a lot of guys that have come up through the same system that Ambrose has. I don't know if it's because he spent so much time in other places. He's been in Dragon Gate. He's been in, he was in CZW. I'm not sure if he spent any time in ROH or not. I want to say he probably did. But it seems like the territories may be dead, but there still are places for guys to go to learn the business. Seth Rollins kind of did that. He was big in ROH. Punk, Daniel Bryan Danielson. There's more that I'm not remembering, but it seems like that's the best guys, the guys that we're getting the best out of, seem to be the guys that have kind of did that, almost like like I said, like learning from not starting at the big show, not being recruited to come to the big show right away, but having to work their way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean those guys I named were some of the best guys in the business. Whether or not they're still there or not injured is neither here nor there. But You know, I mean, it's not like back in the day where you could go to 40 different territories around the U.S. and learn this business. There's only one big stage now.
Yeah.
You know, TNA's got one foot in the grave. We could talk about TNA, man. Well, maybe we'll kind of address it at the end of the show. There's been some pretty sad shit coming out of TNA right now.
Well, it's TNA.
So, but anyway, so Brock's got a new belt. Heyman cuts a fucking fantastic promo. Go watch it. We're moving on to the next segment.
We are not moving on to the next
Considering
segment.
that
We barely started talking about what we wanted to talk about. We have
wanna talk
a
about?
belt that needs to be defended. There's WrestleMania coming up.
Oh.
There is a guy who's supposedly supposed to be getting a major push here. There's Brock Lesnar, the undefeatable force, the guy who took the Undertaker streak,
Conqueror.
the guy who annihilated John Cena at SummerSlam. Who can beat him? Who's going to be the hero? Well, it has to be Superman Reigns, right?
There's really nobody else.
But
I mean,
what happens
it's not gonna
when
be Daniel Bryan?
Well, what happens when Superman Reigns goes up against a match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, the main stage? Well, it's going to be a very tiring, grueling match, correct?
Yeah, Mike is setting up here. Just keep listening, folks.
So, tiring, grueling match. Oh, they're going at it. Oh, man, Roman Reigns wins. Oh, my God, he's champion!
Clash of the Titans.
And then Seth Rollins comes out, cashing in that briefcase on a very tired Roman Reigns to take the World Heavyweight WWE Championship. And then, what do? Caleb, you could take it from here.
Well, I mean, at that point, you would think that Dean would be back before then. I see Dean coming back around the Rumble, maybe. If not, he might be back a little later. He might be back around Elimination Chamber, maybe. I'm trying to think of how long it takes to film a movie. Miz was only gone like 4 months, so
You got 4 months till
anyway,
WrestleMania.
basically, Mike is alluding to the fact that we might actually get to see the Shield triple threat match that we were kind of supposed to see at WrestleMania 30, and before they decided to keep the Shield together for a little longer.
It's all making more sense to me. I mean, look at, they're already pushing a Shield road to SummerSlam. That's the thing that was announced on the network.
Too.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that documentary too.
So they're really giving the Shield as much hype as they can. I mean, it makes sense. These are the three rising superstars right now. They had the most dominating tag teams, they came before the Wyatt family, and they fucking rocked. And unlike the Wyatt family, their tag team portion of the division wasn't buried right away.
Yeah, that's true.
They held on to the United States Championship and the tag team titles for what felt like forever.
Christ, Ambrose had the belt for like 327 days, I think, or something.
And when they were supposed to fall apart, what happened? People loved them so fucking much that they just kept them going even longer into a year that is the Shield's year. Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Dean Ambrose is over here fucking getting so much hype from the crowd while also in a rivalry with the guy who took the briefcase. And then there's Roman Reigns, this guy being put in multiple championship matches for no fucking reason at all. Why? Because people fucking love him.
For no other reason other than we're going to push this guy.
Yeah.
Because we think he deserves it. No, I agree with you, man. I think I would like to see it come down to a triple threat match for the title. But I don't know. Getting there, we got a long road to get there. And that briefcase, that briefcase is definitely the only monkey wrench in my plan for the rest of the year to WrestleMania. That's my only monkey wrench.
You also got to remember, there's that Elimination Chamber thing that they have to do, where they take the main belt and put 6 guys in, which, I mean, Brock Lesnar could easily run through that, but
true.
It still could be one of those wild card things.
That piqued my curiosity, because Brock having to go through an Elimination Chamber match, regardless, he's going to be run down. He's going to be tired. I had a feeling that maybe they cash it in. If they were going to cash it in, maybe at Elimination Chamber. I don't know. I don't know how you take the belt off Brock Lesnar.
Well, yeah, especially
unless you have somebody beat the fuck out of him with like a chair.
Call Cain Velasquez.
Right, quick. Yeah, quick. Somebody called diverticulitis.
So you can't just take the belt off of Brock through an easy cash-in. He has to be beat for it, because if you cash it in on him, he's going to come
dead.
No, if Seth Rollins were to cash it in on a weak Brock would come back strong again, and then it's not going to be like, oh man, he cashed in, haha, it's mine now, bye Brock, see you later. Nah, Brock's right. He has to come back and destroy you, and take back the belt that he just lost.
Yes, I think you're right. I guess the only way Brock loses that belt is if somebody actually beats him for it.
Yep.
But that's again, how do you do that?
I don't know. Roman Reigns suddenly gets superpowers.
Fucking apparently. He's gonna come out with a cape and tights on. I mean, I feel like they've almost painted themselves into a corner. I seriously cannot think of a way for Lesnar to lose this fucking title.
See, I thought that maybe they would work themselves out of this situation by, Paul Heyman coming out and being like, hey, here you go, Triple H, here's that belt that you asked for. Seth Rollins, come out and cash in! But,
yeah.
But they didn't do that.
No, they did not. That would have been interesting. That would have been so much heat.
That right there is the only thing. That's the only way I could see themselves getting out of this, is by somehow Triple H talked Paul Heyman into talking Brock Lesnar into just giving up the belt because he's too good for it.
Yeah, but then Brock would eat everybody.
Nom.
Delicioso. He's Brock fucking Lesnar. Anyway, all right. So now that we've had that little tangent. Up next, we've got the Intercontinental Championship rematch versus Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Basically, kind of the same match that we saw. Ziggler's playing up an injured knee that he had at SummerSlam, so he's kind of tweaked it. Miz is working the knee. Miz blocks a super kick. Basically what happens is Ziggler kind of ends up on the outside, and Miz wins by countout. Miz then beats down Ziggler after the match, but Ziggler hits a zigzag. So Ziggler does come out on top, even though he lost by countout. Good match, but I did like that Miz was working the knee for just match-wise. But, man, I really hope this doesn't end with them putting the belt back on the Miz.
Well, of course it's going to end that way. I told you guys this after SummerSlam. Ziggler winning the belt was simply just to fuck with you.
It's a fucking rib, I have a feeling. I don't know. I talk up Dolph Ziggler. I like Dolph Ziggler. The guy seems to have a pretty good match with everybody. He seems to be over with most of the crowd. He just doesn't seem to be over with the guy with the people in the back. That seems to be the problem with Ziggler more than anything. It kind of what happened to Zack Ryder. Ryder was over with the crowd. Whoa, you know it. He was over with the crowd. He got himself over with the crowd.
Internet champion.
Yeah, but then for some reason, Creative and Vince and Kevin Dunn and whatever just weren't behind him.
It's because he didn't have the look.
They just kind of killed his run. They pushed him off the stage in a wheelchair, man. But I hope that doesn't happen to Ziggler. I think Ziggler's fought back. He was heavyweight champion. He went through that down period. He was buried. He was losing every goddamn week. And now he's kind of clawed his way back up. And I hope that he can at least stay there or parlay this into something bigger. Um, maybe, hopefully. Miz, I don't give a fucking shit about. Miz can cut a promo. Miz can wrestle pretty well, but he just doesn't resonate with me.
You know what I preferred for the Miz? When after like that small period of time where he like wasn't really wrestling, and it was kind of like he was coming off of the fire he had left from winning the WWE Championship and going through his title reign and blah blah blah. Yep. Miz is awesome. Haters love me. And he was just kind of talking to people. And he was just being a smartass, and the crowd actually loved him because of the fact that he can talk. He can talk. He gets under the skin of people. He's a smartass. People like smartasses. He was better as a backstage talker than just wrestling. I'd rather him be... Hell, I'd rather him replace fucking Michael Cole.
Yeah, no shit. God, the commentary team is a whole nother... One of the things is as I watched SummerSlam, Mike was on the headset with me, so I was talking to Mike. I had a couple of friends over. Kyle was here as well, so he was watching this. He showed up late, though. But I had basically 3 people in the room with me, and then Mike on the headset. And I was constantly answering questions for everybody, because not everybody in the room is real big wrestling fans. I didn't have to hear the fucking announcers at all. And it made SummerSlam so much better. And it breaks my heart to have to say that.
We have a shitty commentary team these days.
Yeah, going back to mini pay-per-views. Back when, it's like, JR and the King. Fucking Michael Cole and the King. Back when
Michael Cole and Taz. I liked that.
Michael Cole and Taz.
Taz made Michael Cole his bitch.
Yeah, he did. They enhance what's going on in the ring. You watch Mick Foley fly off a fucking steel Hell in a Cell through the announce table. Yeah, that says a lot. But when you hear JR say, "By God, they've killed him," along with that, you actually look at your TV and go, "Oh shit, is he dead?" Like, JR says they killed him. Did they kill him? Is he dead?
JR was one of the best commentators we've ever had in the WWE, and we're never going to have him again, and that blows.
No, there will never be another JR.
We're just going to have Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler. Who knows how much longer he's actually even going to be doing that. He's probably going to be gone soon, too.
Jerry Lawler is a shadow of his former self as a commentator.
He honestly, if you even watch Raw, you don't really hear much of him. It's a lot of Michael and JBL going back and forth with the occasional Jerry button in to be like, "Hey, I'm still the good guy."
Right. Well, that was the thing, is Lawler was the heel commentator back in the day.
Yep.
And Lawler, I think because of the era we're in, his kind of humor, he can't actually say on television.
Well, he used to be Mr. Perv.
Yeah, he was the puppies and all that bullshit. So I feel like he's kind of handcuffed by the era we're in, and also I just think, the heart attack might have taken something out of him. I don't know, but he's not the same King that used to commentate back in the day. And I understand that a lot of the time now, it's Vince or it's Kevin Dunn or Triple H or whoever in the earpiece of these guys shouting at them to say this bullshit, plug the network.
I like how they've actually turned that into a running joke these days.
I do enjoy that they've turned it into a joke. That's pretty fucking great.
It has turned the attention away from them advertising it on NXT as well, which I was getting fucking sick of.
Okay, so after that little rant / fuck up, we're moving on to Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. This kind of just, I don't know, this one felt a little like filler to me, which is weird because Cesaro was involved. Bless you, Mike. Good match, though, from 2 good wrestlers. Cesaro wins with the neutralizer. Bo Dallas appears after the match to give some inspiration to Swagger. So could we be seeing maybe a Bo Dallas Bo Dallas, Jack Swagger feud.
No, because Jack
Possibly.
Swagger's feuds aren't really things. They're just kind of, non-existent.
Yeah, that's true. Glad Cesaro won, though. Cesaro needed a win. He seemed to be kind of falling down in that part, which is weird because like he was supposed to be the big, he's supposed to be a big thing, and well, he's not being a big thing, which sucks balls. Next up, we don't really have much. I don't really have much for that match, to be honest. Is filler, which is at least it's not Fandango. That's all I can say.
No dancing?
Speaking of more filler, no, fuck you. Speaking of more filler, we've got Roman Reigns, Sheamus, and Rob Van Dam versus Randy Orton and Ryback.
Aww.
I don't. Yeah, this is an interesting match. Basically, Reigns, Van Dam, and Sheamus win when Rob Van Dam pins Curtis Axel after hitting the 5-star. It's a normal 6-man tag. I mean, that seems to be kind of the WWE's go-to when they don't know what the fuck to do. They kind of go, 6-man tag. Yeah, 6-man tag. That'll work. It's just like, okay. But why? Like, I understand why Roman and Randy are fighting. But why the fuck is Ryback here? And why is Sheamus and Rob Van Dam here?
Cause
isn't Sheamus United States champion? What the fuck is going on? Like, where are the Usos?
Uso crazy.
Why are the tag belts not here? Fuck it, no, we're moving on. I don't want to talk about this. Ryback is really over in his hometown, so people are really, really behind Ryback. It was a good 6-man tag, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I see so much of them, but the crowd was really into it. Ryback was really over. It was nice to see somebody besides Roman Reigns get the fucking pin in a match that he's involved in. So that was nice. So it was okay. I guess it was better than it could have. It was better than it could have been. It could have been way fucking worse. Up next, there they are. Why the fuck are they wrestling these guys? You get the Usos versus the Dust Brothers.
That's because they're another tag team, Caleb. Tag teams face each
Shut
other
up.
in tag team divisions.
So basically, it looks like most likely we're going to see the Dust Brothers get a tag title shot because they beat the Usos. Stardust pins Jey Uso. A sunset flip from out of nowhere wins the match. So it looks like it's the Dust Brothers' turn to have a month of build, lose at the pay-per-view, and then are never spoken of again when it comes to the tag team belts. Because that seems to be the way it is with fucking everybody. But hey, at least the Wyatts got their match. Fucking Ryback didn't get shit.
Yeah.
This is just a night of me bitching about tag teams.
That's because there's a lot to bitch about.
Solid tag match. Crowd was into it. Two babyface tag teams. So I'm glad the crowd was still into it, even though there wasn't exactly anybody to root against. Up next, Mike, the segment you told me about. So Rusev and Lana come out doing their thing, booze, shit. Mark Henry makes his way to the ring. Talks about his Olympic appearances and says he's going to be the newest guy to stand up for the United States. Rusev sucker punches Henry, who responds by blocking the super kick and delivering the world's strongest slam and a big splash. So this is the first time Rusev's being made to look weak at all. I mean, Swagger did it with the ankle and stuff like that. So Swagger, but we're getting progressively more and more to where Rusev is. I think this might kind of be the end.
I would like you to keep in mind.
I think Mark Henry.
Rusev was still limping on that ankle, so there is still after effects of his match with Swagger.
That motherfucker sells better than like 90% of the locker room.
But
Good for him.
But I think, I mean, it's obvious. Mark Henry has to be the guy to put him down. If you looked at the size difference between Rusev and Mark Henry, one, Mark Henry is already fucking taller, and two, Mark Henry is much, much bigger.
Oh, much bigger. I think it's better that it's Mark Henry rather than Cena, because I feel like that would have been the other option.
Yeah.
Is at some point Rusev would have run up against Cena, and Cena would have hit him with the 5 moves of doom, and that'd have been it.
Cena goes America? Cena really does become Hulk Hogan? That would seal the deal.
Right. Cena comes out in red and yellow. Oh, wait, no, he did that at SummerSlam. Cena fucking really did come out in red and yellow at SummerSlam. Motherfucker. Who does he think he is? Fucking Hulk fucking Hogan over here?
What are you talking about? He is Hulk Hogan.
I'm praying for NWO Cena. Please let this happen.
Hollywood Cena.
So I'm interested in Hollywood Cena.
He comes out dressed as The Rock.
I'm glad oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Comes up with a guitar. Great. I'm glad that Rusev's finally kind of that they haven't forgotten about him. That he's actually going to get a good opponent. So hopefully this will actually lead to something decent. Up next, the Falls Count Anywhere match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Holy balls, what a fucking match, dude. Chairs, kendo sticks, just absolute crazy bullshit. Basically what happens at the end is
Ambrose gets quote unquote injured.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to give like details of the match, but there's just so much that fucking happened in this match.
Just recommend the match.
Rollins,
then.
I would. Okay, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. There's far too much for me to actually cover. Basically, Kane pops up, corporate Kane. Ambrose knocks him down. Basically, what happens is Kane fucks up Ambrose, and then Rollins curb stomps Dean onto a stack of cinder blocks that apparently were just hanging out under the ring.
Oh, cinder blocks. They hang out these days.
Yeah, it's like the can of gas that you see under the ring when somebody lifts it up that you go, oh fuck, they're setting something on fire later. It's just like, who the fuck puts... I want to know, how do all of these dangerous weapons that we know are illegal and not meant to be used in these matches, how the fuck do they keep getting put under the ring?
Hornswoggle.
Especially back in the day.
Hornswoggle existed then, too.
Fucking Hornswoggle. Fucking Hornswoggle. But yeah, so Kane chokeslams Ambrose, and then Rollins hits the curb stomp. But then after the match, Rollins hits another curb stomp onto the cinder blocks that were so nicely placed. The ref decides to stop the match. Let's actually pin him. The ref just stops the match.
Guys, stop the match. Stop. Dean has a movie he has to do.
Right. Dean, we here at WWE have decided that it's okay for one of our top rising stars to take a couple months off and just go do a movie. I'm sure that it won't be fine.
Well, yeah, because for only $9.99 a month, you could go on WWE Network and watch that movie.
Like $9.99 a month.
$9.99 a month.
That's crazy. Oh, God.
That's crazy.
There's a couple quotes that I have here. That just I'm reiterating how fucking bad the commentary team is. What's said on Facebook stays on Twitter, right, Maggle? JBL. And then, of course, you can't count out either of them. It's Falls Count Anywhere. JBL correcting Michael Cole, who forgot the fucking stipulation to the match. Oh my god, how bad are these people? I just don't understand, Mike. I just don't get it anymore.
Obviously, the commentators are just there for fucking advertisement.
Quick, drink your Mountain Dew. Christ. Mike, take
Quick,
us to NXT
King,
bitch
let
about
us
tag
know
teams
that you didn't spill your Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Tell me, guys, which flavor of Kickstarter do you have?
All right. So, Caleb, I am sorry to tell you that tonight's NXT is not that great.
Great, because that's what I needed to hear.
So, the show opens up with the tag tournament semifinals. The Jersey Shore versus the Dastardly Villains.
We got Big Cass and Enzo Amore versus the Vaudevillains, Adrian English and his tag partner, whose name I don't remember.
Yes. Now, the match didn't last long at all.
He's Jerry King. He's Jerry the King. I'm JR.
The match didn't last
Anyway,
long
match didn't
at
last
all.
At all. Were they soft?
Jersey Shore actually got crushed.
Wow, really?
The Dastardly Villains made them their bitches. Now
That must be setting up for...
hold on. The Jersey Shore were then attacked right after their loss by Viva la France.
Oh, by the... I wanted to say Quebecers, but that's a tag team from like the 80s and 90s. Shit, what's their tag name? What's their tag team name?
The Legionnaires, I think?
Yeah, the Legionnaires, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, the Quebecers, but that's not right.
They attacked the little dude who fucking hops around a lot.
Enzo?
Yeah. Fuck it. Dude looks like he looks like he should be Mojo Rally.
No shit.
So they attacked him and they shaved his beard.
Oh, dude, hair versus hair match.
Yep. Caleb, spoilers.
Right now. Dude, I'm fucking calling it. Anytime anybody gets shaved, it's time for a hair versus hair.
So, following right after that was probably... Actually, you know, this was the second best part of the night, Caleb.
Okay.
Triple H actually making an appearance on NXT. To announce... Thursday, September 11th, live right here on NXT, we will get a 2-hour live special. The belts defended, a new general manager, and I suspect Caleb's 2 favorite superstars debuting.
Yay! Kevin Steen and Prince Devitt. Maybe even Kenta. We might even get a Kenta debut. Holy shit. Dude, I'm so excited, because fucking NXT Arrival, which was the last one, right?
I believe so.
That was really good pay-per-view.
So,
Really, really good.
That was Triple H's news. He left.
Awesome. You do a really good Triple H impression, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Following after that was my always favorite portion of NXT. Pretty Douche.
Hey, Tyler Breeze. Awesome.
Talks about his match, which was literally right after he was talking. Against Tyson Cock-Sucking Cum Guzzler.
Oh, shit. That was good. I was not expecting that.
My only description for this match was so stupid.
Was it just not a good match, or did it have a stupid finish? Or what
Okay.
happened?
It didn't even have a finish. It wasn't even a fucking match.
Great.
They got in, they fucking
good.
danced around a bit, there was a few flipping here and there, and then Tyler Breeze gets out of the fucking ring and is like, I don't need this, Tyson Cock-Sucking Cum Guzzler. And he fucking leaves. And so the ref was like, ring the bell, Tyson Cock-Sucking Cum Guzzler wins.
Can we get that on a t-shirt? Tyson Cocksucking Cum Guzzler. This show is for explicit audiences only, by the way. In case you missed that for the first fucking 50 minutes.
And so
you say fuck for every 12 seconds.
And so he starts celebrating and he's like, yay, I'm a douche.
Yeah, hey, I won a match finally.
Yeah.
And I'm not just Natalia's husband.
Yep. And then he leaves. And so that was that. That was that part of the night.
All right. We need to get to something better than that.
Moving on, I said, let's hope Divas can save this. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, a very pumped headbanging diva. She literally, like, she walked out there, fucking banging her head like crazy, walked in the ring, started headbanging, the bell rang, she looked at Charlotte, and started headbanging some more.
Did Becky Lynch drop her Irish gimmick and she's a headbanger now?
I guess, yeah.
Man, that was weird. Okay. Alright, so how was the match, Mike?
So, Charlotte kept Becky pretty much in her corner for all of the match. I said, the Lynch mob was kind of squished.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. You know, it's weird, though, Mike. It's weird that somebody has their champion actually looking strong.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Fucking Charlotte just annihilated her. Like, you know how, like, when they're getting beat up very bad, they're like, oh, man, I'm having a comeback. And sometimes they win.
She just cut it off.
Yeah. Her comeback got squished.
That's the thing, Mike. That's the thing. If you listen to Stone Cold's podcast, you'd know. Or I haven't taught you about it yet. My bad. I'll teach you about it later.
Okay.
So good match then? Even though Charlotte dominated the entire match?
You know, I really like Charlotte. So, yeah. I'm going to say yeah.
I enjoy Charlotte, too. I think she's a really good wrestler. I also enjoy Becky Lynch. They need to fucking kind of sort her gimmick
Figure out what the hell she is.
But besides that, I'm a fan of Charlotte. Big fan.
So literally right after that, the Jersey Shore came out to challenge their attackers, Viva la France, to a hair versus hair match. Who saw that one coming, right?
Shit, dude, it's almost like I predicted it 5 minutes ago. That's amazing.
So that ended.
But Enzo doesn't have any hair.
He has a mohawk.
Oh, right.
He's putting his mohawk on the line. I fucking did a terrible...
Mohawk on the line. Because y'all are just S-A-W-F-T soft.
Anyways. Caleb.
Whatever the fuck that was.
Guess who's up next?
Who's up next, Mike?
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. Fucking Mojo Rally.
I fucking love saying that guy's name.
I feel so bad for this guy because he is so terrible and everybody hates him so much.
Everybody really does.
But you feel so bad because everybody hates him so much.
So Mojo Jojo, said by the commentators, kind of needs to bounce back tonight. Yes, bounce back. He needs to bounce.
He needs to bounce. Bounce.
From his beatdown that was fucking given to him. I don't know what the fuck
just happened there, but that was weird. Let's never do that again.
So Mojo Jojo has to come back after getting his ass whooped on by
Mr. Singlet.
By Bull Dempsey. So to bounce back, he was given an unknown guy to squish. Now, Caleb, why is it that all Mr. Unknowns are former military men?
That's a good question.
Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I think that's a highly, I don't know. Like, I could see why professional athletes, I guess former military men would be in pretty good shape, and
yeah, but it's like,
yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
They don't. The military just wasn't cutting it. I gotta go fucking professional wrestling.
Fuck it, I'm not doing anything anyway.
I feel like they need to find different X jobs for Mr. Unknown guys.
True.
So
you never know. He might actually be ex-military.
You know, if he is, he should have stuck to that instead of going to professional wrestling to get squished by Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, dude, you had to get squished by fucking Mr. Stay Hype over here.
So Mojo Jojo was given a quick, really lame moves win. I also
did you get to see his finisher?
Did
you get to see Hyperdrive?
Yep. So fucking lame.
Here, let me sit on you really gently.
Yeah, it was really gently. So
Yeah, he's fucking terrible.
I put
atrocious.
oh God, first time hearing him talking, it's terrible. Needs work on his mic skills. And
I don't get hype. I stay hype.
and as I was listening to him fucking be stupid, somebody out in the crowd shouted, "Get off the mic!"
Oh man, I love the XC crowd. They're the best.
So
Every show just needs to happen at Full Sail University.
So after all this bullshit, I got
Uh-huh.
what I felt was the best part of the night.
All right.
Sami Zayn and Adam Rose.
Ole, 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 ole.
I put, so in other words, Sammy versus my favorite tag team so far, Sin Cara and Kalisto.
Canisto.
This is to finish off the second half of the semifinals.
Right. So we've got the Vaudevillains waiting for the winner of this match.
Yes. So,
Okay.
fucking Sin Cara and Kalisto managed to start
Mike
this
learned
thing.
how to say his name this week, first off.
Managed to start this thing that I fucking love. They just start pumping their fists up in the air, and the crowd starts chanting, "Mucha lucha, mucha lucha."
Dude, I love that shit. I've seen him do that before.
I fucking love
Fucking
it.
awesome.
I fucking love it. It makes me love this tag
So
team
good.
even more. It's everything I wanted Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara to be, but they weren't, because Rey Mysterio's too
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, Ray's a little broken down.
Yeah. So, this right here, I think what made this match so fucking great for me was the fact that I got to see an aggressive Adam Rose.
I think, and that's what a lot of people have been talking about, is that Adam Rose's gimmick has kind of just failed on the Big Show because they wouldn't let him wrestle.
Exactly. And so like he does his stupid prance around the ring, but when he was getting aggressive, he got aggressive. He delivered a fucking badass spine buster to Kalisto, and he just fucking speared him. Like he was fucking aggressive, and it was
Yeah, he can wrestle really well.
it was really good to see. I really enjoyed it. I came into this thinking, oh man, Sami Zayn, Adam Rose is gonna get his ass kicked again. Sami Zayn's gonna save their asses.
right.
It was very even on both sides of that tag team,
Good.
and
It's hard to make Sami Zayn look bad.
yeah, he was. I put Adam Rose showing a more aggressive side and showing he is a force to be feared, but mucha lucha, mucha lucha.
Mucha lucha.
He was having.
Were there dueling Mucha Lucha and Ole chants?
There were.
Because, yes! I knew it!
I would say that the reason why I made this the best night of the best match of the night was because you got to see high flying fun with unexpected aggression from Adam Rose. He was having a comeback. He was making it look good for their tag team, but they did not prevail. Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. Kalisto did this badass finisher move that he has. And then Sin Cara finished off with a senton.
Wow, so you're telling me Sami Zayn and Adam Rose actually lost this match?
Yes, what had happened was Sami Zayn flew outside of the ring, and then Sin Cara dived out of the ring while he was the legal man, tackled Sami Zayn down. Kalisto delivered his finishing move to Adam Rose, who was the legal man of the match. Sin Cara gets up on the top rope, delivers his senton.
It's the senton.
And goes for the pin while Sami Zayn tries rushing back in the ring as fast as he possibly could, but just wasn't quick enough.
They can't make it. Interesting. Considering we've already seen Kalisto take on the tag team champions.
But he didn't have Sin Cara.
Him and True. Interesting they put him in there.
I imagine the ending to this is going to be, since you said Kalisto already took on the tag team champions, I imagine it's going to be the Dastardly Villains win, and they go on to face the tag team champions. But I really hope this isn't the last I see of Sin Cara and Kalisto, because I fucking love those two in the ring.
We could see a Kalisto Sin Cara versus the Ascension. I don't know.
If we did, I
I'm
would
intrigued.
want them to win and the Ascension fucking leave. The Ascension
To go up.
The main show
fucking
really
finally.
needs them.
They really, really do. We really need tag teams on the main show.
and
Was this the main event, Mike?
this was
or-
the main event. This was the last match of the night,
Okay.
best match of the night. It was a main event that I actually enjoyed.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed your main event. I enjoyed my main event as well. Even though, like I said, I couldn't really cover it that well because there was just so much fucking shit going on. So that is the week in wrestling.
Wrestling.
Up next, wrestling. I'll show you some wrestling. Up next is the segment we like to do every week, which is our match of the week. Mike, do you have one prepared?
No.
Well, I do, so I'll buy you a little time, maybe. I'm actually going to steal one here. I was recommended it by a podcast that I listen to, of course, the Steve Austin Show. And I went back and watched it, and I thought it was really good. So, you head to YouTube, or I doubt you'll be able to find it on the network because it's a Memphis match back in the day in the territories, like in '76. Jerry Lawler, that's right, the King, when he actually wrestled and did it well, versus superstar Billy Dundee. I don't know why I did a Dusty Rhodes impression when I said his name. Don't get me wrong, I love doing Dusty Rhodes impression. But so superstar Billy Dundee, loser leaves town match. So I looked that up on YouTube. Great match, two great wrestlers in a completely different time in wrestling. Just a very different era, and I think it's always good to go back and look at some of that and kind of realize where wrestling has come from. So that's my match of the week: Jerry Lawler versus superstar Billy Dundee in my goddamn Dusty Rhodes voice. Loser leaves town match from Memphis. Mike, I tried to buy you at least like 30 seconds.
I thought of something. I've recently been watching the Monday Night Wars thing that they posted up to the network. It was really good, and it got me thinking about it. We referenced it earlier in the show tonight. The match between Mankind and The Undertaker, the Hell in a Cell match.
King of the Ring 97.
Yes, I recommend that.
King of the Ring
It
97.
was a great match. Got to
That was-
see great
and funny
commentary
enough,
from JR. Got to see great
Oh,
action, and it was just great match.
It was good.
Great match.
Funny enough, Mick Foley was a guest for 2 weeks on the Stone Cold Steve Austin show. They talk about that match specifically. They talk about that night specifically because Stone Cold was in the main event against Kane in the First Blood match, if you all remember. And Mick Foley actually came out and interfered in that match. So weird that you'd bring that, use that as your match of the week, and so happens that was just on something I was listening to. So that's it for match of the week. Moving into random news and bullshit. TNA. We had talked about TNA. We're gonna talk a little bit about TNA. It's competition, Mike. Nothing's wrong with nothing bad about competition.
Yeah, some competition.
It's hey, look what competition did for the Attitude Era. The reason we got the Attitude Era was because of how
This is no fucking competition. This is a squash
I'm
out.
not comparing them.
This is the WWE
I'm just
squash
saying-
match.
This is like Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. No, I was just saying that competition is good for business. Anyway, TNA has been moved to Wednesday nights, apparently, on the Spike Network, and will remain on Spike for the remainder of 2014. I say that because they were having basically troubles reaching a deal with Spike, and I'm guessing I don't know if they've got a deal or if this is just kind of like, here's your life preserver to shop around and maybe find a better place.
Spike just don't
But
want
at
their
the end of
shitty
the
show
year, we're
anymore.
dropping your ass. Yeah, I don't know. Also, Bully Ray, as far as I know, has left TNA.
Bully
Billy
Ray Cyrus?
obviously. Yes, Bully Ray. Fuck you, Mickey. Obviously, you guys would know him as Bubba Ray. Sorry, I don't know why I said Billy Ray. That was fucking weird. So Bully Ray, or as we know him in the WWE, Bully Ray, Bubba Ray.
Did you just
There's a lot of-
say that? Billy Ray, or as we know in the WWE, Billy Ray.
Shut up. Fuck off. Bully Ray from TNA, as we know him as Bubba Ray from Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, has left TNA. He's always been interested in coming back to the WWE, so that could be a thing. Also, Kurt Angle has called both Triple H and Vince McMahon about returning to the WWE.
What?
Triple H didn't return his call, so then Angle called Vince, and Vince said, well, Triple H is in charge of all that now.
Oh.
So,
yeah. Fucking Kurt Angle get faced.
Yeah, so, the sad part is, what makes me really sad is TNA kind of had, at least in these past couple of weeks, had seemed to have at least start on the right path. You know, they kind of found themselves a little bit.
You want to know something sad?
What? Go ahead.
Kurt Angle was inducted into TNA's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know. He's what is he, like the only guy in the TNA Hall of Fame?
He is literally the heart and soul of that sinking ship, and he doesn't even want to be on it.
Christ, I know. But I mean, and that's the thing is with TNA, they're doing well. I mean, with the belts on Lashley, they've got Austin Aries wrestling Eric Young.
Did you just say Lashley?
Samoa Joe. Yeah, Bobby Lashley.
Holy shit! He's wrestling again?
You didn't know that? Dude, he's the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
I think I'm going to go watch me some TNA.
There you go.
I like Bobby Lashley. I hated it when he left. Actually, no, I don't. Fuck Bobby Lashley. He gave us Santino.
He's better now. He's better. He's actually a way better wrestler than he was back in the day.
Okay.
You got Austin Aries. You got Eric Young. You got Samoa Joe has the X Division belt again. Kind of like he's almost gone back to like old Joe, where Joe just comes out and fucking kills you, and that's it. Dude, the chance used to be Joe's gonna kill you. So you know Joe's got the belts. Dixie Carter's off fucking television. Thank Christ for that. Even though she did break her back going through a table. But no, it seemed like TNA had kind of figured itself out.
Can we just bring those guys over?
At least for the time being. I wish.
They would do a lot more damage for the WWE than they would with TNA. Just kill TNA off like we did with WCW.
Problem is, it's like guys like Samoa Joe, you know, the WWE just doesn't see any value.
Then put him in NXT. I'll fucking watch him.
No shit. I don't get it, man. Joe is amazing. Fucking Austin Aries is incredible. You know, Eric Young is kind of like Daniel Bryan.
What you say like WWE sees no value. Yeah, maybe not for the main show, but fucking put them in NXT. Let them get their hype in NXT. Fucking, because obviously they would, and then put them in the main show, and eventually there's gonna be more good guys on the main show than there are the shitty guys, so they're gonna have to make their way into the storyline somehow, right?
Honestly, I see most of these guys going, if not just back to the indie scene, I see a lot of these guys going to Japan.
Yeah.
I think Japan is the second biggest market for the professional wrestling, with the second biggest company in the world, in New Japan. I think a lot of guys will go over there. I know Joe's already gone over there, I think. I want to say Bubba's already been to Japan as well. I see it. So if they don't go to like Ring of Honor or end up back on just traveling around the indies, I could see them going to Japan. But yeah, so that's kind of our TNA news. That's really it for the wrestling. So besides that, yeah, thank you guys very much for listening. We'll be back again next week with another episode. Maybe I won't spend half of that episode complaining about tag teams. Probably will.
Billy Ray.
Or Fandango will be on, and I'll spend half the time, fuck you, Mike. Or I'll spend half the time complaining about Fandango and filler and no point to shit that they do. They've been better about that, though. Even if they have a match that had no point, they at least do something after it, like having Bo Dallas come out to give Swagger inspiration. Alright, you know what? Maybe that sets up a feud between Swagger and Bo Dallas. Cool. They at least did something. But yeah, most likely we'll be back for next week for more bitching.
In the future, for me, I'm gonna try to think up more names for Tyson cocksucking cum guzzling douche.
Mike's gonna come up with a new nickname for Tyson Kidd every week, and I'm gonna expect it every week. And I'm gonna expect to be surprised every week. So that's gonna be fun. So thank you guys very much for listening. Check out everything else we've got on the Players Code channel. A lot of good stuff. A lot of fun stuff. Check all the playlists. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, Mike, any final words?
Tyson cocksucking cum guzzling douche.
This is not a family-friendly show. All right. And on that note, good night, folks.
Spade and neuter your pets.